Hello and welcome to this Tyranids Codex review with me, Xenovids. Now on this video we're going to be comparing the old to the new and their elite section. So let's take a look at the first entry in the elite section, which is the Hive Guard brood. Now in the previous edition they were 50 points, in this one they're 55, so they've gone up in price. What have they gained? Well, they've got a weapon skill of 4, where they had a weapon skill of 4. They've got a ballistic skill of 3 now, when before they had a ballistic skill of 4. Strength 5, toughness 6, 2 wounds, initiative 2, 2 attacks, leadership 7, 4 up, armor save. So they've gone up in price and they've lost a ballistic skill. In the last edition they were brilliant. We've had this new unit that had a great weapon, just strength 8, and it pretty much ignored all cover, and they had a ballistic skill of 4. Now they have a ballistic skill of 3, so they're hitting, it's a 50-50 chance of hitting, and they've got a new gun as well. You can replace the Impaler cannon with a shot cannon for 5 points. For some reason you can give them toxin sacs for 3 points and adrenaline glands for 5 points. Why you'd bother doing that, I don't know. Their role is supposed to be shooting things. It doesn't really affect their shots. But let's have a look at the Impaler cannon and the shot cannon. So the Impaler cannon, 24 inches, strength 8, AP 4, assault 2, homing, and ignores cover. Homing basically means you don't need line of sight, and it ignores cover completely now, whereas before if an enemy was in terrain it didn't count. But so that got a little bit better, but it's 2 shots, so you have 3 of them and they have 2 shots each. That's 6, but you're hitting 50% of the time now, so that's only 3. Why they needed to get worse, I don't know. But looking at the shot cannon, the new gun they can have, it's 18 inches, so it's less range. Strength 5, it's less strength. AP 5, assault 1, blast haywire. Now I imagine that whoever thought of this idea thought that Tyranids are going to have problems with vehicles until they can get to them. They don't really have a lot that can take down vehicles. Let's make the Hive Guard really good, and so they can be either strength 8 or you can make them haywire. But being a ballistic skill of 3, and I don't know, it does say any model may replace its Impaler cannon with a shot cannon, so you can have 2 the Impaler and 1 with the shot cannon, just so you can mix and match. But yeah, that's the Hive Guard. Next we have the Lictor brood. So the Lictors in the previous edition were 65 points, they're now 50 points, so they've gone down by 15, which is really good. So they've got a weapon skill of 6, ballistic skill of 3, strength 6, toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 6, attacks 3, leadership 10, and a 5 up armor save, which they had before. They have rending claws, scything talons, which don't do anything anymore, so you don't get your reroll ones, and flesh hooks. They come with the special rules of chameleonic skin, deep strike fear, fleet, hit and run, infiltrate, instinctive behaviour, lurk, move through cover, pheromone trails, stealth, very bulky. And you may have 2 more for 50 points each. If you go to their section, now, a Lictor does not scatter when it arrives from Deep Strike Reserve is the chameleonic skin. That's really good. So you can just place it wherever you want. Pheromone Trail. If a friendly unit from Codex Tyranids arrives on the battlefield via Deep Strike, It will not scatter so long as the first model in the unit is placed within 6 inches of the Lictor. Now that the model with the Pheromone Trail special rule must already be on the table at the start of the turn for this ability to be used. So you can't roll your reserves. I have a Lictor, it's on. Morlock, it's on. You can't go Lictor. Done. Oh, it's on the table now. My Morlock is coming on now. Because I think reserve start is the same. So you roll for your reserves, they come on in your movement phase. And this says at the start of the turn. Now the turn starts when you roll your reserve, so it has to be on the table before. But still, that's quite good. It's homing beacon for 50 points. And it has stealth, so boom, put it behind something, it's got an extra cover. The only issue you've got with Lictors, and same with the HQ spot with the Death Leaper, it does suffer from instinctive behaviour. It is leadership 10, so you're probably not going to fail their leadership, but to get that back up, I'd say have a flying Hive Tyrant or a Trigon Prime be kind of close to them, because the flying Hive Tyrant can go whoop, ba-doop, 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 and the Trigon Prime can pop up, and so you've just got that added synapse near them. But no, Lictor's gone down in price. They're not amazing, they're a little bit scary, but still quite easy to kill. So next on the elite section is the Venom Froak brood. Now, they used to be 60 points per model. They're now 50 points, so they've also gone down. They used to be weapon skill 3, they're still ballistic skill 3. They've still got ballistic skill 4, their strength toughness 4, 2 wounds, initiative 3, 1 attack, leadership 10, and they've got a 5-up save here. They have Brotherhood of Psychers, Psychic Brood, Shadow in the Warp, Synapse Creature, which is good because you need Synapse Creatures. Very bulky Warp Field. A Venom Froak always knows the Warp Blast psychic power, and the unit can generate 1 additional power from the powers of the Hive Mind. So they already know Warp Blast standard, like normal, and they can have a second one for free. They may include up to 2 additional Venom Froaks for 50 points each. So a full brood is 150. Let's have a look at their special rules. Now, warriors are only 90 points for free, and they're synapse creatures. So if you're just looking for a synapse unit, you can find cheaper options elsewhere. But these guys have Psychic Brood. A Venom Froak brood follows all rules for the Brotherhood of Psychers, except that the unit has a mastery level of 2. In addition, if a brood of Venom Froaks use the Warp Blast power, the number of shots fired is equal to the number of Venom Froaks in that brood. So if you have 3 of them, you have 3 shots, which could be a strength 10 AP2 or a strength 5 AP3 blast. Venom Froaks have a 3-up invulnerable save as normal, and Venom Froak brood always knows the Warp Blast. The unit can generate 1 additional power from the powers of the mind. Okay, so the only thing that really changed with them, they went down in points. They do 2 psychic powers. They don't have a transport vehicle to drop in and be there. I mean, you could roll with them what the Doom of Malanty's power used to be, but with no Spore, they're going to be back here with your army. 24 inches away is your opponent. You're going to be slowly walking up the table. The only way they could get in is if you had, is it the Swarm Lord or the Hive Tyrant? I think the Hive Tyrant with one of his upgrades, which allows you to make one of your units a able to outflank. Give it to the Zone Froaks, they're there. Again, without a transport, I don't think the Zone Froaks are up on my list. I don't think I'll be taking them. Next on the list is the Venom Froak brood. Now, the Venom Froak used to be 55 points, they're now 45 points, so again, another price reduction. Now, they've got a ballistic skill, weapon skill of 3, ballistic skill of 3. They used to have a ballistic skill of 4. Strength 4, toughness 4, 2 wounds, initiative 3, 2 attacks, leadership 6, and a 5 up save. They come with Lash Whip and Toxic Miasma. They have Instinctive Behaviour Lurk, a Poison 2 up attack, Shrouded now, not just a 5 up, it's Shrouded, so +2 to your cover save. Spore Cloud, very bulky, you can have up to 2 more for 45 points. So far so good. So, Toxic Miasma, got a different section. I'll have a quick look for the Toxic Miasma, because I'm interested in that. Toxic Miasma. Once per game in an assault phase, a unit with this biomorph can unleash its Toxic Miasma. If it does, at the initiative step 1, all enemy units engaged in combat suffer a number of hits equal to the number of models from their unit in base contact with the Venom Froak, essentially. These hits are resolved strength 3 AP dash and have poisoned and ignore cover. So he burps in their face. All friendly models from Codex Tyranids that are within 6 inches of at least one Venom Froak have the Shrouded special rule. Oh. Rules as written. All friendly models from Codex Tyranids that are within 6 inches of at least one Venom Froak have the Shrouded special rule. Models. Not if one model from a unit is within range. If enemy models, if your models from Codex Tyranids are within 6 inches. Now I'm hoping they FAQ this to make it clearer, because that's just stupid. And a lot of people are saying, oh, they give Shrouded to everything, and I hope that's what they were going for. Like with Synapse, you have to be within 12 inches. One model's within 12 inches, the whole unit is within the Synapse range. This one, just a 6-inch bubble. If one of your models is in it, that gets Shrouded, the others don't. I hope not. Let's look at the old entry. The Venom Froak unit and any friendly units within 6 inches can claim a 5-up cover save. So before it was. This one, from the way it's written, unfortunately, rules as written, it's not, but I think it's implied that it's more. If you can speak to a Games Workshop representative, a member of staff, if they've done an FAQ, if they've cleared it up, please write in the comment section below, because I was going to use these, and I think I will, and just use them how they should be used, so that every model within a unit within 6 inches gets Shrouded. Because if not, then Tyranids don't really have a lot going for them. I think it's more of a layer cake army. And what I mean by that, you have your save as the base, and then you hope to add a little bit of icing cream, buttercream in the middle, which would be a cover save, which would be these guys. And then on top of that, maybe have something else in front of you, which improves the icing in the middle. And then the icing on the cake is special rules that they wouldn't imagine you to do. So you can do the psychic powers to pin opponents, you can minus their weapon skill and ballistic skill. So that's the layer cake of the Tyranids, and this is a big part of that layer cake. This essentially is the middle, the juicy middle of the cake. If they don't sort this rule out, the cake is just dry and bland. Next in the Elites entry is one of the new models, It's the Hungry Hippo model of the Tyranids, the one with that giant mouth and things coming out of it. Horror specs. Now, the horror specs is new, so we'll just talk about it. It's 160 points. Monstrous creature. That's great. I like that. Keep going. Weapon skill, ballistic skill of 3. Now, that's okay. I mean, if you had a weapon skill of 4 and you're up against a Space Marine anyway, or a Necron, or Chaos Space Marine, you'd be rolling on 4s to hit anyway. It's just that your opponent's going to have a better roll against you, so they're going to probably roll on 3s to hit you all the time. But you have a strength and toughness of 6. I think that should be pretty standard for all monstrous creatures. Wound of 5. So not as many as the Trigon, Morlock, or Tyrannofex or Tervigon, but 5 wounds is good. Initiative is 3. Monstrous creatures are quite stupid, so they've got low initiative. 3 attacks, a leadership of 7, and a 3 up save. It's got the Grasping Tongue special rule, Crushing Claws, Acid Blood, Fearless, Feed a Beast, Instinctive behaviour is Feed, and Rapacious Hunger. You can take Biomorphs, so you can give him the regeneration and various other bits, it looks like, and may take the Fresher Scythe Tail Biomorph, which gives you an extra attack, which is the Strength 8 AP-1. So looking at the Biomorphs, yes, regeneration, adrenaline glands, acid blood, toxin sacs. Looking at each section on page 51. Okay, so the horror specs. Feed a Beast. If a horror spec inflicts at least 1 unsaved wound in the assault phase, which he probably is because he's an AP Strength 6, AP2 in close combat, then at the end of the phase, it recovers a single wound lost earlier in that battle. Just the one. Just one. All you need to do is inflict 1 unsaved wound. You get a wound back. Just the one though, it doesn't stack. So if you do 3 unsaved wounds, you don't get 3 back. It's okay. I mean, regeneration in this book has changed, so you only get the 1 wound back. So, it's good. Rapacious Hunger. In the turn in which the horror specs charges, every unsaved wound that it inflicts in close combat immediately allows it to make an additional attack. Okay, so it's got Crushing Claws, so it's unwieldy, so it's going last, but it's Strength 7. Strength 7 AP2 is going to take down a lot of unsaved wounds normally, unless you're against Terminators. So this is designed to go into a troop rather than tanks. So your Carnifexes are designed to bash into tanks. This is designed to go into troops. So in the turn in which a horror spec charges, every unsaved wound that it inflicts in close combat immediately allows it to make an additional attack. These bonus attacks cannot generate further attacks. So it's like the Furioso Dreadnought in the Blood Angels, but slightly different. Wounds that inflict instant death only generate 1 bonus attack. Note, the wounds caused by its Hammer of Wrath, Acid Blood, or Tail Biomorph do not benefit from this rule. So it's your base 3 attacks. So this comes in. If you charge with this, it's probably going to kill quite a few models. It will charge in. It's got 3 attacks, so you've charged, you get 4 attacks. You get Hammer of Wrath, which is your Strength 7 AP dash, but you get that attack. You then have 4 attacks on the charge, and they go first. So say they take 2 of your wounds, you've got 3 wounds left. So your 4 attacks go through. You're 50-50, so it's 2 of them. You kill 2 models, you gain a wound back, you get an additional 2 attacks. So then you do them, So generally you're going to be doing 4 attacks at strength 7 AP 2, 1 at strength 7 AP dash for your Hammer of Wrath, and it's got Acid Blood, which we'll take a look at, and I'll talk about the Grasping Tongue as well. 64. Now its Grasping Tongue is range 12, strength 6 AP2, assault 1, gulp. So it has a chance of doing a shot, which is strength 6 AP2. Gulp is, it's a hit roll on a 6, means it's a precision shot. Alright, I'll take it. I'll take anything really with this book. Acid Blood, for each unsaved wound a model with the Acid Blood biomorph suffers in close combat. So anything hitting it with power weapon, which is AP3, or general AP2 weapons, the enemy unit that inflicted the wound must take an initiative test at the end of the current initiative step. For each test that is failed, the unit that inflicted the wound immediately suffers a strength 5 AP2 hit with the ignore cover special rule. Now it doesn't say this doesn't work if your model is killed, so if you do end up going against Terminators, the Terminators do, and they have Thunder Hammers, and they do kill it, strength 5 AP2 hits go against them for every unsaved wound. So not bad. Good. It's good. 160 points for a monstrous creature that can tie up a unit, take down a lot of it, possibly regain some wounds. It's there. Your opponent's going to have to worry about it. I like it. I think I can fit it into my new my list that I'm working on. No, it's okay. It's one of the better ones in the elite section, I think. And it's a monstrous creature in the elite section. And the last section in the elites is the big fail of the Codex. The Pyrovore Brood. So the Pyrovore used to be 45 points. It's now 40 points. It's got a weapon skill and ballistic skill of 3, strength, toughness of 4, 3 wounds, initiative 2, 2 attacks, leadership 6, 4 up armor save. It has flame spurt, acid blood, acid maw, instinctive behaviour, very bulky, volatile. You may take 2 more for an extra 40 points of waste each. Let's take a look at them. You'll see why they're a waste. So they're not a monstrous creature, they're just a toughness 4, 3 wound, 4 up creature. They have acid blood, which if they get into close combat, which they won't, they can hurt your opponent. Pyrovore, flame spurt, acid blood, acid maw. Volatile. If a Pyrovore is slain by a wound that inflicted instant death, so even if it's down to his a strength 8, AP4. So a missile, a crack missile, I think is strength 8, AP4. If that hits it, every unit suffers a strength 3 AP- hit for each model in that unit within D6 of the slain Pyrovore. You resolve this before you take the model off. So if you have a Pyrovore near your units, trying to foot slog it up, and it goes. Okay, so you roll a 6 on the dice, everything within 6 inches. So, oh, your 30-man Termagant, your 30-man Hormagaunt, oh, a monstrous creature here, there, and everywhere. It's rubbish. It's absolutely appalling. You could possibly use the Hive Tyrant to make it to outflank, but it's... why? Let's look at its flame spurt weapon. Flame spurt is a template, not even a torrent, which people were hoping it would be. A template, strength 5, AP 4, assault 1. So it's simply a heavy flamer on a foot slogging model, toughness 4, 4 up armor save. That is the biggest fail in the elites, and they should have. That's one that should have gone, or given it Torrent. But even then, at 40 points, I can get better things for that price. So yeah, that's the elite section. What do I think? I think I will get the horror specs. If the Venom Froak wording is changed, I'll be using them. Hive Guard are a maybe now, just because they lost to ballistic skill. Zone Froaks I won't be using because you can't get your money for them. They're just going to be foot slogging. Pyrovore, I don't even have a model, and I never will buy a model because it's rubbish. Lictors, I don't know, I don't think I'll get any, but you know. Elite section, it's okay. It kind of nerfed my Hive Guard a little bit with the ballistic skill, but you have a monstrous creature there. So if you do want to do a Nidzilla list, you can get free horror specs in your elite section. Thanks for watching. Please comment, subscribe, share and like this video. I really appreciate it. Comment below about what you think about the elite section of the new Tyranid Codex, and I'll see you on the next video.